Hello and welcome to VChess. My name is Naiditsch, I am a chess grandmaster and we continue with our educational streams. Let's go with the next rapid game. I will be commenting on openings, middle games, endgames, positional ideas, tactics. We have a lot of tactics of course because it is a rapid game. So join us here on VChess in case you're serious about getting to the next level. Let's go with the move e4. Strong play, central play. And first today to say hello to us is Hadi. Hadi is first, Bean second, and we have Alexander third to say hello. Welcome everybody. Welcome. I hope you're having a great Saturday. For me, it has been quite a long Saturday because I just finished my Blitz tournament that I've been playing today. After the current rapid game, I will be showing you the results. So I will tell you a little bit about how the tournament went, and yeah, I haven't been playing for quite longer, especially Blitz, but yeah, I will not tell you yet what happened. So just after the game, we're gonna check on my tournament. So we have the move e6. He tries to get the pawn on c5. We have different ways of continuing in this position. Usually there is this knight on f3, so I just play the usual setup with the move knight on f3. Of course, there are many different setups, so this is not the only one. And still we have this knight on c6. Maybe let's go the move bishop e3, trying to keep the pawn on c5 alive. Of course, I don't know if this is the best, but it's interesting. Oh, sorry. Bishop doesn't go like knight. Bishop goes like that. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Oh, Bean, what happened to you? Bean is upset. Bean is upset. Bean, don't be upset. This is very important. Don't go on tilt. This is crucial. Very, very important to stay psychologically well. It means if you lose a game, you cannot get on tilt. You must play every game like a new game. So it means there is no space for being upset. There is no space for thinking about the lost game. Every game is a new party. So yes, Bean, you have to learn to relax. We have also Samit here with us. Welcome, Samit. Welcome, welcome. I think, Bean, you are under stress. Chess is actually a very stressful game, especially in case you want to go to a little bit higher level. It requires you so much energy and psychological energy as well, because it's difficult to stay good in shape. So yeah, chess is a very stressful game, and this is why sometimes people are saying, "Oh, Arkady, you are just 40. Why you don't want to continue playing professional chess? You're still young." I say, for chess, 40 years old is not young anymore. So this is the way it is. Yeah, chess is not easy. All right, we have the move g6, quite unusual because yes, the e5 pawn will be under attack, but we'll be able to defend the pawn. So in case we are capable of keeping these pawns alive, obviously white will be doing better. So bishop on g7, he likes to take the pawn on e5. I think we're gonna keep it by playing bishop d4. We can even give the pawn on e5. Also, this is interesting, but I think why not to keep it in case we can. So we play the move bishop d4, very, very logical. We just keep the pawn on e5 as long as we can. Knight on e7, the knight might get here, so let's get ready for it. Bishop d3. Game after game. Yeah, Bean, if you lose a lot of games, try to relax a little bit. Try just to relax, to have a new start. Don't try to win your rating back. This is absolutely the wrong strategy. Just be relaxed. This is the only way to... You need to get back to the usual play, so this is crucial. Short castle. For the moment, we have the pawn up, so things are looking good. Alexander is saying Charlie Chaplin music vibes. Yeah. Maybe not so many of our audience still remember Charlie Chaplin, but yes, I agree. H6, what could be the idea? Maybe to play the move G5, but okay, let's go first with the move Rook on E1, defending the pawn on E5, so the things are looking for the moment good for white here. We are having the pawn up, so in case we're capable of keeping this pawn up, it's gonna be obviously better for white. I don't know how much better, but slowly it looks like quite much better. Hadi saying we're Mr. Bean generation. Mr. Bean already. Yeah. So, knight on f5, eventually the bishop here is under attack, so we can just simply take the knight on f5, because why not? We have the extra pawn, which is of course very good. Let's advance here with the move b4. b5 is coming next. So, this is all looking very nice currently for white, because I don't see any kind of compensation here for black. We are very safe here. There will be maybe some pressure on the g file, but this is not a big pressure, so let's go knight on b3. Something very usual. I don't see any threats here on the g file, so for the moment we can be pretty relaxed. Not much is going on here. There's a question, can you stream horizontally easier to watch? Well, of course I can stream horizontally, but the thing is that it's just different. We have a lot of friends here in our community who are from the mobile phone. They're watching on the mobile phone, so maybe later we will be switching to horizontal, but for the moment we are continuing the vertical, so because we are just having so many people here from the mobile phone, I think it's just easier for the people to watch. So yeah. So knight on h4. Okay, let's take. Let's simply take. Now we can get the rook into the game, for example, like that. I like it very much, because I think to get the rook into the game should be not a bad idea. We're having a pawn up, so all we need to do is to be safe. And yeah, and then we will be doing very well. So we bring the rook here over the third. Let's see if we were going to play rook on g3, rook on h3. Personally, I don't think there is a compensation here for our opponent. I think white is doing better. Question would be only how much better, but again, this is already a nice question to think about. So let's go with the move for rook on f3. We are attacking the pawn on f4. Let's see what happens next. I believe we are doing better. So let's go to take the pawn now on f4, I guess, because why not? So we're taking the pawn, we're changing the queens, and this means 2 pawns more. Our opponent just resigns. He has no intention. He challenged me once again. Okay, we always give a rematch, so let's go with a rematch, because I think it's fair. It's always fair to give an opponent a rematch. I think sometimes, you know, you feel like upset because you maybe made some mistake, maybe made some blunder. And yeah, I think to give a rematch is always very fair. So, let's go. Let's go, knight on c3, knight on c6. Knight on f3, so the next move will be probably the move d4. Let's go with the move e6. So we're playing the Paulsen. Here. I think our opponent will be playing the move d4, because otherwise it makes no sense. So take, and let's go with the move queen c7. So this is Paulsen with the move queen on c7. And actually after this game, because I just wanted to give a rematch to my opponent, I think it's always fair again. I try to be as fair as I can. After the rematch, I will be showing you my Blitz tournament of today. I've been playing over the board, so I'm not playing online events, but over the board. Still, sometimes I'm having quite some games, so yeah. Today I played a Blitz event. I will be explaining you what exactly happened during the Blitz event, and have a guess. What is your guess? How did I do at today's Blitz event? Let me know. Oh, Avocado in the chat. Avocado, welcome, welcome. So Avocado is saying, I just played a game, 20 move game with 95% accuracy. Avocado, there is only Magnus Carlsen that can stop you now. Nobody else can stop Avocado with 95% accuracy. Unbelievable, because 95 is something that, for example, we're having here so rarely in the games. So rarely. 95% is like your GM, at least GM, strong GM. You are strong GM, Avocado. Next, what we should do here, we should attack the knight at some point. So we're attacking the knight. Probably the knight is gonna be going back, because where else to go? Our opponent is taking his time before playing the move knight on d4, but I don't think there is something else, so we can expect the move knight on d4, and then we will be thinking what to play next. The usual, I think, continuation is to take and to play this b5, so this is pretty standard. The question is there the move e5? Maybe actually there is. Is there? Yeah, there is. Okay, he should have gone e5. This would be a little bit difficult for me. I should, of course, not let the guy to play the move e5. This was not the best, but he didn't play it, so we are back. Now, bishop on b7. This is normal, because now in case of e5, we have the move knight on d5. Most positions are okay after playing the move knight on d5. Once the bishop is out, we are doing fine. So, Avocado is saying my worst move was excellent. Avocado, you are a monster. You are a monster, Avocado. What can I say? What can I say? So our program for today is I'm playing now the current game. After the current game, we will be checking on my Blitz event. I'm gonna show you the cross table. By the way, still, I don't see any suggestions about my play. What do you think? How been my day in the Blitz event? Do you still believe that an old guy like me can win some games? By the way, our opponent is changing knight bishop for the knight, so this you should never do. Never change this dark square bishop in the Sicilian. This is usually a mistake, so don't do that. So, what would I do if opponent played the move e5? I would go knight g8. I had no other choice, so I would go knight on g8. Now, this knight might be walking to h5. Is it dangerous? I would not call it dangerous, but it's sort of like unclear. Maybe this is the way to call it. So, I have this usual h5 continuation for Sicilians. And I have the usual, let's say, bishop on c5 or bishop on e7, just to be solid at the moment. I like this bishop c5. We are aiming very long time from now for the long castle. So this is usually the idea, but of course not immediately. Look at the bishop on b7, aiming towards the pawn on g2. We have somewhere the move f5, but we need first the rook on g8. a4, of course, we play the move b4 automatically, so we should not open the position. We should try to keep it as closed as possible. So b4 is something normal. c3, also not a bad play by our opponent. He tries to open the position. This is making sense. Making sense, absolutely. We are taking on c3 again. This is something very usual. Oh, I would take with a knight in his case. Yes, he would like to pin me here on the b file, but I don't know if this is actually a good idea, because the pawn now on c3 is sort of weak. So let's proceed with normal play. It could be queen e5, so maybe queen on e5 immediately. Let's go. Beautiful position for the queen. We are gonna transport the queen here to h5 in case we can. All the endgames are now very good for black. So in case we reach an endgame, we will be doing very well. Yep. Nayap is saying, glad to see you. Yeah, Nayap, also nice to see you. As I said, today I had my Blitz tournament here over the board in Dubai, so I decided not to stream in the morning because it's very tiring. I'm not so young anymore. I need to keep my energy for the real over the board games. That's why I've been not streaming in the morning. And actually, I will be also playing a tournament tomorrow. So also tomorrow in the morning, I will be not streaming, but I will be back in the evening. Avocado, yeah. Yeah, Avocado, sometimes it's difficult to stream twice per day. It takes a lot of energy. Avocado is asking, did I win today? I will show you. After the current rapid game, we will be checking my results. I'm gonna show you. I am going to show you. You will be surprised. Maybe an old man still can play chess. Okay. Thank you very much for all the nice comments, and obviously push the like button and subscribe in case you're not yet subscriber to our VChess YouTube channel. We're building, I think, a great chess community here. Very good people, good chat. It makes fun to be here on the channel, so join us on this very long journey. Of course, this kind of social media stuff, it is such a long journey. I see some channels are like 10 years old, 15 years old. This is incredible. In case we also take a look at the best from the world of chess, we have Nakamura, of course, Gotham Chess. They're doing this for such a long time. Incredible. Rook on g8. We are targeting the g2 pawn. So let's see if we can get the pawn. Let's see. The pawn on g2 will get targeted, so we have this move f5 in a lot of different situations. For example, now, why not to play the move f5? Maybe there is a move f4. Then we have this queen on g7, but then there is knight on g3. I don't like this knight on g3, so we have to be a little bit cautious here. But we have a beautiful idea. Ooh, I see such a fantastic idea, by the way. Fantastic idea, guys. I see something special, and this is an F. This is an F, because it is so beautiful. So I will be playing the move f5. I'm provoking our opponent into playing the move f4. And then we have a beautiful move here for black after the move f4. Yes, he plays f4. He doesn't see the win. And this is an F, even though we have a couple of different options here, but still it is so nice. So let's go, boom! We have the F on the board. What should we do next? What should we play here? Avocado is today in a good mood. I see, Avocado is in a great mood today. Also, Mystery Manson here with us. Let's go. What should be the next play by black? Just suggest. There are no bad suggestions. So, in case it's wrong, don't worry. Don't worry in case something is wrong here. What can we do with the black pieces currently to almost win the game? Because it is not exactly a win, but almost. I don't see a full board, but because of Avocado's emojis, yeah, Alexander, very funny. Thank you very much, Nayap. So, let's discuss a little bit what happens here. How can we play? We can take queen takes e4, a very beautiful queen sacrifice. We would like to give a checkmate on g2, so the guy will have to take with the queen, and then we take back. So endgame, pawn up, this is a winning endgame. Next, we can take with the bishop, but with the bishop I don't like so much, because in theory there's this knight on g3, So the queens are on the board, the position is a little bit tricky. So I am not 100% sure, but take a look at the next move that I will be playing. It is not queen e4. It is not bishop takes e4. But what we do next is very beautiful in my opinion. It is we take with the pawn on e4. How do you like that? F takes e4. In case white takes the queen, we are going to take the bishop. I think our opponent is shocked by this f takes e4. He says, wow, is it really possible? Let's see, let's see, let's see. If this is a winning continuation here to take the pawn on e4. In case he takes our queen, we will be taking on d3, and then there is bishop takes g2, and this is a checkmate. In case actually he plays the move bishop takes a6, very tricky, then we will be playing queen on g7, targeting g2, and then we win the bishop on a6, so it is a game over. So I think there is just the move bishop c4, but well, this is just being pawned down. Plus pressure here on the g-file to survive in this position is not very realistic, of course, because the game goes on. Till the game goes on, it's like never easy. Chess is brutal, but in most of the cases we should be able to win the game. Yes, yes, Avocado, exactly, exactly. Also, I see Texas here with us in the chat. Welcome, welcome. So the usual guys, almost everyone, I would say, from the usual guys, except the lady. The lady is not with us today. At least I think it is a lady on internet. You never know, but I think the lady is not with us today, but. Captain Vix also here. Captain Vix, haven't seen you for a while. Now Captain Vix also here with us. Welcome, welcome everybody to our channel, educational channel, because of course we would like to have some fun here, but we are a little bit more serious than maybe average, because we are trying to learn to become better chess players. Now there's bishop c4, so the queen is under attack. We can transport the queen to h5 and take a look at that. The pressure here on the g-file is going to be massive. e3 coming next, the bishop on b7, the key piece. I told you very early stage in this Sicilian game that bishop on b7 is usually so powerful. Just sometimes we have to be patient, we have to wait for the right moment, and then it comes, boom, and the bishop strikes. This is a huge striker here on b7. Welcome, welcome everyone here to VChess. Become at least subscriber, if not more. I uploaded also today, by the way, 3 educational videos. You can check them out. Of course, maybe some of you say they are pretty basic, but basic it is where it begins. And I think for majority of people to upload very heavy stuff is just not very useful, because we have to start at the basics and we have to advance from the basics, so you can check them out. Knight on f3, good defense by my opponent, but we are just doing much better here with the black pieces. Look at this monster on b7. Next we have so many continuations. I think we can just bring the rook into the game, for example, but is it not better to go into an endgame, because this endgame should be a winning one? So let's go for the endgame, I think, or he's not gonna agree to the endgame by playing the move bishop on d3. Maybe he does not like to play an endgame with us. We might also attack the pawn on f4. I like it. Let's go. Let's go with the move bishop on d6. Let's try to win the pawn on f4, because then we're gonna target the pawn on h2. Very difficult position for our opponent. He is fighting, he's trying to get his pieces active. This makes perfect sense. Now bishop on c6, taking this position. Still the pawn on g4, on g2 is a long-term weakness, so very difficult to do something here for white. Bishop on e2, and let's go to take the pawn on f4, I believe. Here is this queen takes h2 very soon. This position is basically a game over. The bishops are too powerful. All the black pieces now are in the attack. To hold position like this, I don't think it's possible. This looks like a game over, and our opponent just resigns. He sees no more chances of coming back from this kind of trouble, so this is making sense, of course. Everything is logical. There was a question, queen takes f3 works. I don't know, Avocado, depends which place you mean it, but maybe I have missed something. I didn't see queen takes f3, so f3 is here. I don't know where I should have taken on f3. In any case, I think quite a nice game, so because I promised you to show the results of my Blitz tournament today over the board in Dubai. It was an open tournament, quite many people, I think like 150 or something like this as well. Many title players, Grandmasters, International Masters. So I hope you can see it on the screen, because we have vertical, you cannot see the whole screen, but I think you do see the points. So 9 rounds, Swiss system. So it means very normal open. Who do you think is having this 8.5 points? Now you need to make an educated guess. 8.5 out of 9. Who is this guy? Let me know in the chat. What do you think? Who is this guy with 8.5 points? Yes, indeed. Indeed, you guessed it correctly. The 8.5 guy is your commentator. It's me. So today I won the tournament with an 8.5 out of 9. Of course, very good result. I'm happy about it. I haven't been playing for a while, so very happy today to win with 8.5 points. I played good tournament. I will tell you round by round how it was, but just first the overview. The second place was shared here by 3 people, and these 3 people are here. First from Philippines, Litiratus, Austin Jakob, and he is so dangerous. These ratings are so low for the level of strengths of the people here in the Emirates. In the Emirates, everybody has such a low rating, and the people are playing way better. For example, in case this tournament would be in Europe, you can add easily 100-150 points, because here in the UAE, you play basically just against young Indians or young Filipino players, and they're so good. I mean, they're clearly underrated by a lot. So that's why you see this kind of little ratings. So very good Blitz player. The Filipinos are in general so strong in the Blitz play. The third place here, it goes to Grandmaster Zubarev. If you look at this rating, this is a joke, because he was 2600 not so long ago in classical chess. So a Grandmaster from Ukraine. And fourth place, it went to Golizadeh. It is a Grandmaster from Iran. Also, you see their Blitz rating of the guy is so low, but again, if this would be in Europe, you can add easily 100-150 points. Then the fifth place, it went to International Master Skrapenko, Pavel, and the sixth place went to Darini Puria. I think many of you know Darini Puria, quite a famous Grandmaster from Iran. I think he's a coach here in the UAE. So now regarding my results against who I played everyone. I played number 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 in the tournament, so I will be marking all of these players I've been playing them. Sometimes you're lucky in the tournament and you don't play actually against a couple of the competitors, but I had to play them all. And I made just one draw against the place number 4 against Golizade. Now this is just the only draw that I had. How it went round by round, I had a great start. I won the first, I think, 4 or 5 games quite easily. Even the game number 6, somehow I won easily. The game number 7, I won, I think, quite convenient, and the game number 7 was against the Grandmaster Zubarev, and then game number 8, I played very poorly in the opening. I played terribly in the opening, and then it was not a great game, but finally I was lucky to win against Grandmaster Darini Puria. He was doing better, but in a Blitz game, when it gets a little bit shaky, a little time on the clock, so everything can happen. So I won it, and then the last game I've been lucky. First I thought I have a great position, more time. I played the game against Golizade, as I mentioned. It is the last game, and first I thought I'm doing well, then he played fantastic. And at some moment I'm sure he had a winning position, but then he missed it, and finally it was a draw. So overall, of course, great result, 8.5 out of 9, nothing to complain about. So you see, your commentator can still play chess, and all these games that we are getting crushed by 2000 ELO players on chess.com. This is a joke. This is a joke. I would love to play them over the board, especially for big money. Okay, and before we continue, I show you here a picture. This is a picture from the closing ceremony. This is your favorite commentator here. And then this is these are the people from the Dubai Chess Club. Alright, that's enough of self-promotion for today, but I am very happy, of course, that I managed to play good chess today. And for a long time I haven't been playing, so this was nice. This was nice to touch the pieces, to move the pieces, and I think it was a good feeling also that, yeah, I can still play chess. Still not so bad. Still not so bad. Alright, that's it. That's it from the self-promotion, but I just wanted to let you know, of course, because obviously today morning it was no stream, so this is why no stream. I was worried if I stream then I play, I will be just too tired. This is very tiring. Okay, because today we had this nice day. Today we're gonna play against our friends here on the VChess channel, and first on the list is Bean, because Bean said again he is upset. Things are not running well, so Bean, let's go with one game. Maybe you get inspired, so you will be back to crushing the people here on chess.com. And yeah, thank you very much for all the nice comments in the chat. Thank you very much. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I can play at the moment. Oh, Bean is busy. Okay, if Bean is busy, then second game on my list is against Avocado. Avocado, let's go. Are you free or also busy? Bean is playing against Avocado. So, Avocado? Mystery Manson saying Captain on a mission. Okay, Bean, no problem. I will be playing. We have so many on the list, so this is fine. Avocado. So, Avocado, let's go. Or we're gonna play you later. Not to lose time. Challenge me, please, in 10-minute unrated games. By the way, I decided to play always unrated against our VChess family. I think it's better. I think it's just better. So please always unrated challenge in 10-minute game. I think Avocado was Rafa de Buffa, if I'm correct. Avocado, is it you? I think it was you, yeah. So, yeah, I think this was Avocado, if I remember correctly. So we have the move e4 by Avocado, who helped us as well with the videos. Avocado has sent us 2 different videos. One we already published. The second, I don't know, I need to ask. And of course, in the chat, warm support for Avocado. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's see what Avocado is. Why everybody plays this knight on c3, knight on f3 against me? Is it just because it's me, or it's because it is so great? Let's go with a move e5. Bishop on c4. Good play. Good play. What can I say? For the moment, excellent play by our friend Avocado. Bishop is doing very well on c4, so this is just a perfect play. Knight on f6. The idea by black is to castle short side usually, and with white you try to exploit the d5 square, so it is usually slightly better for white, but very, very slightly, because it's difficult to... Yes, you get the d5 square. Yes, the bishop is not doing bad, but it is usually not enough for something heavy. It is just a little bit better, like little. So this is usually perfectly fine for black. This is, of course, still theory. A lot of good players played this opening with black pieces. I remember some games, I think, of Liko. Peter Liko had some great games here with the black pieces. So, for the moment, yeah, fantastic game by Avocado, except bishop on e3. This is not very typical, because the question is, what is the bishop doing on e3? Of course, this is not a bad play, but it's like not a perfect play. Usually you don't put your bishop on e3. Okay, let's take on d5. Let's see if Avocado plays ed or bishop takes on d5. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Bishop d5, perfect play by Avocado. Again, the best. Avocado is just playing the best. So let me try to go away with the king h8, and maybe f5 will be possible next. Let's see if we can get the f5 done, and you see that the bishop on the e3 is somehow not perfectly positioned. Because what is the bishop doing on e3? It would be much better to have the pawn here, so you push in the center next. So yeah. Heidi is saying, how did you see the difference between Blitz Online and Over the Board? The difference, of course, is huge, absolutely huge. I think I'm still not doing bad in the Over the Board Blitz. At least I'm playing, I guess I'm still playing at least 2600, at least, maybe a little bit more, I would say. Sometimes I have some good results. Blitz Online is just completely different thing, because I am very, very slow. So anybody can beat me just on time. Let's say if we would have rook versus rook, and I would just lose all the games if I have 20 seconds on the clock. So online chess is just something very, very different. All right. So what happened here to the stream? Just a second. Are we good here? Ah, Roshan is also in the chat. Yeah, welcome, Roshan. If this opening is an old Sicilian opening, yeah, it is. It is sort of old Sicilian, I agree, but this is quite a normal line. It's even played currently, so this is sort of normal. Alexander saying something hanged for a moment. Yeah, I think sometimes the connection is getting like a little bit shaky, but again, this is not my fault, I think, this time, because it just seems like the internet sometimes is a little bit the same in Dubai. For example, there is now a little problem with all the Google Maps, etc. Many things are being blocked, so you cannot use them. It's because of the current situation here in the region, so sometimes a little bit trouble here with the internet. There is a question in the chat, is Dragon variation bad? Dragon is fine, it's okay. On the high level it's dangerous, but the rest is perfectly fine. 2300 online. It's difficult to say what it means over the board. Again, I think just a different game over the board and online. But in general, to be a good player, to play already on a good level, you should be at least International Master, probably Grandmaster. Before that, it is hard to believe that you are having a chance against the good guys. It doesn't matter how quick you are with a mouse, because if you want to play with the big boys, they are also good with a mouse. So in case you're not a GM, very difficult to believe that you have a chance. Usually not. All you need to do is to open the results of the World Blitz Championships, and you see the top 10. There are only GMs. There is always Magnus Carlsen, there is Jan Nepomniachtchi, etc, etc, etc. So the good guys, Caruana, of course, Wesley, so Abdul Sattarov. So you have the top 10 guys in the classical chess, also usually taking the prizes in the Blitz events. I think this is an indication. Okay, let's go back to the current game. We are closing everything here, and that's why we can play the move G5. Poor bishop, first on E3, then on D2, now on E1. What is the idea by Avocado? Why to put the bishop to E1? Before, Avocado played such a good game, but you should always put the pawn on C3 with the white, because you should never allow this knight D4 idea. Even if you think it's not so dangerous, still never allow it. Now you will see that black pieces will be attacking on the king side, and it means trouble for our friend Avocado. AG, bishop takes G4. I see a comment by Roshan Hikaru Nakamura also. I think Hikaru is better online than over the board. So Hikaru has, of course, fantastic results in both over the board and online, but I would say that online he is really the king of online chess. But over the board, I think for his level it could be better on average. This is my opinion. I think he plays online stronger than over the board in the Blitz category. Okay, let's get queen e7. Our idea is simple. We would like to get the queen on the g file, and let's go with the checkmate. What to do with the bishop on g4? This pin here is terrible. Now we have the move c3 played, but the question is why Avocado went with the bishop. Oh, after such a great game, knight h2. Oh, Avocado, what are you doing? Such a good game. And then knight on h2. Our friend Penix. Yeah, we're gonna take the queen, obviously. 1 second of losing concentration, and that's it. And that's it. The game is done. There will be also no comeback from that, obviously, because queen is gone. After queen is gone, the chances of coming back are 0. In case you're playing, of course, against a good opponent. So f3, we will be taking the rook, because why not? By the way, I have my list here, and next on the list is Alexander. Alexander, please, if you would like to play a game, be ready to challenge me for a 10-minute non-rated game. So Alexander, let us know in the chat if you would like to play a game. Bishop takes, queen more. Queen more is just too much. Hadi is writing something very funny. Avocado resigns. I was just reading the comment by Hadi. It's also funny. I have noticed an improvement in my gameplay with Mr. Naiditsch. The first time I had 1 bad bishop. The second time I had 2 bad bishops. Alexander is saying I can, ready for blunder. Alright, Alexander, let's go. Let's go with a 10-minute game today. I will be playing you guys here who are always with us and supporting the channel. Thank you very much, of course, for that. Bean, you hide it from a game, and now Bean, you are like that to Avocado. Yeah. Okay, Avocado played a good game, Avocado. But yeah, this queen blunder. But otherwise good game, especially in the beginning. Very, very nice game by Avocado, I think. This was really good. Let's go against Alexander in the next game. Alexander also here with us almost daily. I'm white. I will be starting with the move d4. Yeah, Avocado played very, very good, but the problem, the queen blunder. And of course, in the chat, warm support for Alexander. Alexander is opening with a slough opening. This is a slough. Let's go with the move knight on f3. Very, very solid line in the slough. Knight on f3, bishop f5, normal, we go knight on c3. So I'm targeting maybe somewhere to take cd. Bishop on f5 is doing very well, so the normal play would be e6 now. Yeah, e6 by Alexander, excellent. This is one of the main lines, so very, very good. Let's go with the move queen on b3. I'm targeting the pawn on b7, and simultaneously I'm asking Alexander, how do you like to defend the pawn on b7? There are few ways to do that. Let's see what happens next. Ooh, bishop e7. Alexander is giving us a present. Today seems to be a lucky day for me. Many presents. Let's take on b7. Alexander should have thought longer. Too fast. Don't rush in the opening. It's way, way better to take your time and after get a good position instead of playing quick, getting worse, suffering. So try to take your time in the first 10 moves. It's crucial to get a good position. It's just so important. Knight on d7. Yeah, maybe there is already nothing better to defend the rook on e8. Now we can be like this kind of super greedy, taking on c6. Should we be super greedy or should we not be super greedy? I think we are super greedy. So as Kasparov said, a chess player should be greedy. So we are playing this kind of greedy chess, just taking the pawns on b7, on c6. Next we should be solid, and I guess then we have very, very good chances of being much better. Rook on c8, good play. The c4 pawn is falling. Excellent play by black. We play this queen on b5, quite annoying because we keep the pressure. And the question is, with what do you want to take on c4? Knight on f6, black is not taking the pawn on c4. In case of rook c4, we had the move e4, so this is why probably Alexander doesn't like to take the pawn on c4, but now I play the move c5, so I am 2 pawns more. Everything is pretty safe here for white. I don't see any kind of counterplay here for black, to be honest, because we are just doing so solid here with the pawns on d4 and the pawn on c5, so it should be quite good here for white. Let's get the bishop out. We are controlling as well the square on b8. Next move might be e3, bishop e2, and short castle. Once we get to the short castle, we will be doing much better. So all right. The chat got a little bit more silent. No more questions. Of course, welcome everyone here to our channel VChess. We have an educational channel. Push the like button in case you're enjoying my comments, and yeah, consider subscribing or becoming a member. We have quite cool videos for the members, and I will be uploading more and more of them. I hope one day we will get this thousands of videos for the members, so then we can gladly say that we did a good work. But step by step, it takes time. It takes time to make these videos, to make the stream step by step. Still, I hope that you are learning a couple of tricks from the games that we're playing here. And yeah, that's the goal. Little step every day in the right direction. I see a nice comment in the chat. Missed you in the morning and saw the old streams. Yeah, sorry, today I had a Blitz tournament over the board, so I wanted to keep some energy for it. I am 40 years old already. Energy is limited. When I was young, I didn't care much, so much energy, but now I need to be cautious on what I spend my energy. So I thought you will forgive me for missing the morning stream, and for that I could play the Blitz event. Alexander is going for the endgame and he's having the exchange down. If this is the right strategy, usually not. So don't change queens in case you have some material disadvantage, because in endgame it's just getting more difficult to recover on your disadvantage. It means keep the queens, try to attack, try to trick the guy. By a normal play, you will never be back. It means you need to do something special. And usually, the special things that you can do is by having queens on the board, you increase your chance of some tricky continuation. And of course, you need to hope that your opponent eventually is going to help you a little bit, because without help of opponent, in a bad position, yeah, it's not gonna work. So yeah, we are doing very good. This pawn structure is beautiful. The pawns here, long run, we are going to move the pawns forward. There will be no stop for them. Knight on g4, maybe just h3. Let's ask where the knight is going. Alexander is trying to find some counterplay, but it's very difficult. Now the knight is sort of out a little bit. Let's play the move g4. We are attacking the bishop on f5, which is good. There is no rush to win the game in the fastest way possible. We need to win the game in the safest way possible, so please do remember that. If you are having a winning position, it doesn't matter if you win the game in 30 moves or in 5. What is important that you win the game and you don't give your opponent any kind of counter chances. So this is crucial. So let's see what we can do next. I think we're gonna bring the rook into the game to play knight h4. What is knight h4, man? Bishop is on a7. Be cautious. No knight h4. We continue our strategy of changing the pieces because we're having this kind of massive advantage here. And let's go. I don't know where to put the knight. Maybe here. That's fine. Let's go knight on e5. I see that we will be losing the pawn on c5, but look at this knight on h6. The knight is completely out of the game, so yeah. This is a very difficult position now for Alexander. Very difficult. Let me read a little bit what we have in the chat. Okay. Rook on d8. So next I will be just taking on d7. Of course, I change, because this is our strategy to win the game. Now we can move forward our pawns, but I like the c6 play because c7 is the next move. So probably with black we have to go rook on c7, and I will be putting bishop on b7, so I keep the rook on a very passive position there on c7, and next we will be just playing this pawn run. Our pawn on f2 is under attack, but I think we just do not care. The pawn is running and there is no way to stop the pawn. It means it is a game over. So by the way, I saw a question that I missed. But yeah, alright. We have the move f6, a5. Avocado, wish you good night. Good night, Avocado. Hope to see you tomorrow. See you. Knight on d8. Is there a way to stop the a-pawn? The a-pawn is going almost. Queen a8. Eerie Bore with us. Welcome, Eerie Bore. Let's see. Knight takes on b7. Let's queen. This game is not going to last much more. We have the queen. Next we're gonna take the knight, and then it will become very, very difficult not to get checkmated. Let's take. Next queen is on the way. So yeah, Alexander, he fought, but could not defend the worst position. I think Alexander made the mistake of playing too fast, because this was fine. Everything's okay, but defend the pawn, obviously, on b7. This is a must. You have to defend the pawn on b7. Too quickly played by Alexander, just 10 seconds. And after that, it is getting already very, very difficult. So yeah, knight on d7, queen takes e6. Position is very, very difficult, and knight on f6. I think black should take the pawn, because to allow me to play the move c5, this cannot be the right idea. So take, I understand this is not so great. Yeah, I have the move e4 and white is doing better. But on the other hand, to allow me to play after knight f6, this move c5, this looks just very, very difficult. And Alexander playing too quick. Alexander, you should spend more time in the beginning of the game. Try to get the position you like. Try to get structures you like. Try to get out with the pieces to normal squares. Spend more time in the beginning, then you can play a little bit quicker. Because this is too quickly played in the beginning, so you had difficult decisions to make. Sometimes it requires time, so it's not so easy. Alright, next, by the way, I thought, did I had a game against Abdullah? I think I never played you. I don't know why, because now I see and I don't know why. Abdullah, in case you like to play the 10-minute rapid game, please challenge me, non-rated. Let us know what is your account name in the chat, and let's go. Today I will be playing you guys here. Those of you who are supporting the channel, we have people that are almost daily here with us, so thank you very much for that. Abdullah, let us know if you are here. Yes, Abdullah is here, so please challenge me. 10-minute rapid game, unrated. And let us know what is your account name. I see. Guidapt to the account name, alright. I see you, but please make it unrated, because I decided to play always unrated games against here VChess community. I think it's better, so Because I'm not sure this kind of chess.com regulations, they might say that maybe it's not possible to play the 10-minute rated games or something, I don't know. So just in case, unrated please. And let's go, let's go. I think it is our first game against Abdullah, if I'm correct. I think we never had a game before. I don't see your challenge. Maybe you can challenge me once again because I don't see it. IDBM is escaping the game. How to make it unrated? I think there is a button to push. Abdullah, you can select unrated. When you custom challenge, I think you can select unrated. Yes, perfect. All right, let's go. Warm support for Abdullah in the chat, of course. I think it is our first game against Abdullah, who never had a game before. Let's go, let's go. Let's see. Let's see how strong is our community member, Abdullah. Why I don't see the first move by Abdullah? Where is the first move? No first move? E4. Here we go. Okay. C5. Let's go. Knight on F3. Normal. Let's go with the knight off. And Abdullah, of course, please turn off the sound during your playing. Try to focus just on the game, because otherwise the learning effects are not so good. So just focus on the game. We will be discussing later what happened. So we have the knight of opening here on the board. In the knight of opening, white has such a wide choice of options here. You can go bishop e3, one of the main lines, bishop g5, one of the main lines. You have f4 line, you have g3 line, you have bishop c4 line. White tried everything against the knight of, and actually the knight of still stands. This is unbelievable. Bishop e2, also possible play against the knight of. We continue with the move e5. After e6, we have the Scheveningen structures. After e5, we have the knight of structures. Knight on f3, everything is normal. This line is more rare line than the move knight on b3, but still it is a very, very normal continuation. Bishop on g5 to take the knight and dominate the square. d5, also this is normal. Just to my preference, I would play bishop g5 later, but bishop g5 is not a bad play. The only problem of white is the knight on f3. If the knight would be somewhere else, then it would be a beautiful position for white, but knight cannot do much. Let's go short castle. Maybe Abdullah wants to go long castle, but this is dangerous. This is very, very dangerous. Let's see. Long castle in most of the cases. In case you have the knight on b3, to castle long side, this is normal. But in case you have the knight on f3, in most of the cases, this is short castle, what white is doing. But of course, I think the idea of queen on d2 is a long castle, I guess. So most probably we'll see the long castle. No, we see the move h3, very cautious. I will be playing the move b5, h3, a little bit too cautious. This is Sicilian knight off. In Sicilian knight off, you have to be active. Sicilian knight off is not a joke. Maybe some of you remember the game we've been watching yesterday, Firuza against Maxima Shirograf. This unbelievable game on the knight off, and both played so well. It was so tactical. Crazy stuff was going on the board. This is usually what you have when you're playing Sicilian knight off, so not an easy opening to play. Eerie Bore is saying, I never understood how to play Sicilian. Eerie Bore, very simple, you just push. Just push. Sicilian is something very aggressive. So, for example, if you look now at the move h3, a3, these are not bad moves, but they are a little bit too passive. This is not the way usually you're playing a Sicilian opening. In Sicilian, you push. It is like, who is faster? White is faster, black is faster. We do. And this kind of positional play, it is more typical for other openings. In Sicilian, usually it's this kind of brutal force play, or black wins or white wins. Always some small inaccuracy might be already like difference between lose and a win. This is Sicilian, every move does matter. What do we have currently? So the bishop from g5 been exchanged against the knight on f6. This would be a good idea in case white would control the d5 square. But now white is not controlling the d5 square, so this is a problem. Because what would you like to play now? I have this bishop on b7 and the knight on f6 attacking the pawn on e4. We have queen on e3. Good play, good play. I like the move queen on e3, of course, defending the pawn on e4. But I will be playing the move for rook on c8, so we're getting the rook very active. I have the idea of playing d5. I also could play d5 earlier, but I think rook c8 is also fine. Short castle. Feels like white is switching strategies. It's like queen d2 to make the long castle, and then maybe a little bit scared to do the long castle, and now the short castle. So switching between plans is usually something very difficult, because you have to feel, in my opinion, in most of the cases, make a plan, execute the plan. This is the way to go. To switch plans, this can be done usually only by very high level chess players. For average guys like us, to switch plans is usually not the best idea. Okay, what should be the plan by black here? We have the pressure on the c-file, so this is good. We have the bishop pair, which is also nice, but still we have to find a way to proceed here. Maybe something like this could be possible, but this is unusual in most of the cases. To make pressure on the c-file, this is normal. Let's play the move queen c7, something so typical. Queen c7, more pressure on the c-file, plus we would like to go rook on d8 with the idea of playing d5 next. This is something very logical. Eerie Bore is saying maybe knight on d7, but where do you go, Eerie Bore? This is the question. Where's the knight goes from d7? What comes next? We have this knight on f6, currently attacking somewhere the pawn on e4, so the knight is not doing badly. Let's get first the pieces into the game. So we have rook doing nothing. Now we have all the pieces doing something. So I guess next we'll be thinking what should be played, but first, to bring all the pieces into the game is usually the right way to go, like step by step. Rook on c1 defending the pawn on c2. Yes, looks also like a good play. Good play. What can I say? Now d5, I don't know. Can I play the move d5? But it is, of course, not mandatory. Maybe we're gonna play the move queen on c5. I think this endgame is looking very good for black. We are trying to put more pressure on the e4 pawn, so let's see what happens next. I think endgame is almost forced to play queen on d3. Not sure if this is the best idea to put the queen in front of this d5 breakthrough. So I think we can anticipate that we will be playing the endgame. And this endgame looks a little bit better for black in my opinion. Of course, not much, little, but sometimes little better. Endgame is something great. Also, there is one rule for most of the Sicilians. In Sicilian, once black is reaching an endgame, usually you might say black did it. So most of the endgames are good for black. It's not so easy to reach an endgame with the black pieces in the Sicilian, but most of the endgames are okay. Alright. I see Alexander is asking, is it reggae? Let me check. This is called indie pop. Indie pop music. So, not from Jamaica. Yeah. Queen takes c5. As we expected, we see the endgame. Of course, I take with the rook because we have here the pressure. on the c-file, plus we have the pressure on the pawn e4. We can build even more pressure on the c-file. The question is, of course, should we do that? Because what is next? The bishop is defending the pawn on c2 and the pawn on e4, so good fight by our opponent. Also, I like very much the time distribution, because not too quick. This is good. I like it. Good play. Good play. Still, I think we will be putting the rook on the c-file. This kind of pressure feels quite unpleasant in my opinion for white. We have the bishop pair, but this is going to be very long-term play here. Because I don't want to go d5 immediately, because this might give white quite some drawing chances. That's why maybe g6 first. Then we have this very sneaky way to play bishop f8, bishop h6. Look at that. To hunt away the rook from c1. Also, we can go knight on d7, knight on b6. So this is the idea by our friend here, Eerie Bore. Eerie Bore suggested this idea of knight on d7 long time ago. Back then, I'm not sure that it was the best. We can take here, by the way, on e4, but then I don't know if we should do that. So g6, very normal. g6 is very strong against knight on h4 and knight on g3. So we are playing the move g6. Next, I think I'm gonna play this knight d7, knight on b6. Looks good. So we bring the knight a little bit here on the queen side. On the other hand, it's pity because that knight is aiming for the pawn on e4, so I don't know if I should play it. Let's think. Maybe first get the bishop to h6. I like this bishop f8. I don't know. It feels like this threat of bishop h6 can be quite unpleasant. g4 against the bishop h6 idea. Makes sense. Good play. Now, should we do something a little bit more dynamic? Because we have here a very nice way of playing, and this position is important. So please pay attention to the next move of black. Yes, I can play the normal moves. As I said, let's get the knight on b6. This is going to be better. But we have this typical Sicilian sacrifice. Rook takes c3. This works in a lot of different ways, lines. Rook takes c3. Idea. Of course, white has to take. Now we take on e4. So this is the key. We get the e4 pawn. We have this monster on b7, and the bishop from f8 might go to h6 in the right moment. So I believe personally these positions are usually, at least with good compensation for black, I would say maybe even better. I don't know, depends. Maybe better is a big word, but I think it's way easier to play these positions with the black pieces. You have the bishop pair. The weaknesses here are pretty obvious, so this is a very typical sacrifice on c3. I hope you will be able to play it in one of your games, this kind of positional long-term sacrifice. So yeah. Alright. Eerie Bore is so funny. Sacrificing the rook takes courage that I don't have. Eerie Bore trying to make us laugh. Okay, bishop takes e4, so we have the bishop pair. Plus, we have the pressure here on the c-file, so we would like to win the pawn on c3 in case we can. Knight on d2, good play. I like very much the play of Abdullah, very good. Bishop on d5. We are controlling the c4 push. I don't like to get the c4 play. If the knight goes somewhere here on b3, I don't care so much. This is alright. Just c4 somewhere might be what white could be doing. So just in case, let's get the bishop to e6. Then we have the move d5, for example. c4, it's better to have the c4 and the control. By the way, Eerie Bore Are you ready to play a game? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Eerie Bore, the next game goes to you. 10-minute unrated, please. H4, what a tricky play, because takes knight b1 is the idea by white, but then there is rook on c5 back, so I think I'm capable of taking. I will be taking on c3. a3 pawn is under attack. Now we have already 2 pawns for the exchange down, so yeah. This is looking like slowly. Eerie Bore, alright, thanks. So after the game, please challenge me immediately for the 10-minute rapid game. Rook takes on c3, knight on f1, knight on e3. Good idea, but it is already quite a difficult position here for white. The pawn is under attack. There is this rook on d3 coming next, but we can still play the move bishop e4, I think. Look at the power of the bishop pair. This is what I mean. Bishop pair is just so powerful. Open position, bishop pair. This is like basically a rook. So never to be underestimated in case the position is open. Of course, we need an open play for that. Now knight on e3. I think knight goes here, but we can continue our pawn's feast. Why not? I think we can take it, no? Let's take the pawn. We had not so long ago exchange down for just a pawn, and we managed to win couple of pawns. Now we are already having all the pawns we need. c5 we're gonna take, of course. Why not? Our king on g7. Everything is so solid. We have 4 pawns. These are too many pawns. b3, b2 could be a winning idea here. Our opponent just resigns yet. Too little time. Position is not looking good anymore, but still a very good play. Very good play in my opinion. And Rio joins us. Welcome, Rio. How are you doing? Abdullah, good play. What can I say? Especially here, you played very tight, but a little bit more aggressive would be better in the Sicilian. Especially try to convert your plan. Abdullah, I think you play good, but try to make a plan and trust yourself a little bit more, because you play queen d2 with obvious idea of the long castle, and then you switch. So you play the move h3, then you try to be very cautious. Trust yourself more, make a plan, and execute your plan. This is usually the way it goes. So h3 a little bit too cautious. Now, of course, black is having excellent play already, and with excellent I mean black is maybe slightly better. This was all okay, and in this position, knight on h4 is a little bit in the wrong direction, so the action is obviously on the queen side. With white, I would be playing knight on b3 normally, because you have this knight on b3, knight on a5 next. You try to be safe here. Yes, maybe black is still doing better, but it is a big fight here. Big fight, so slightly better endgame for black, nothing more than that, and I managed to get this better endgame because you hesitated too much. This is Sicilian knight off. In Sicilian knight off, you have to push. You don't have time for moves like h3, a3. Once you do them, the game is getting like wrong direction. So in case you are playing Sicilian knight off, push. You do not really have a choice. Alright, Abdullah, thank you very much for the game. And our next game is against our friend. Let me check once again the account name of Eerie Bore. Vanadu451. Vanadu451 unrated challenge. Yeah, let's go. Very strong community member here, Eerie Bore. It's gonna be a difficult game. Maybe today I will get crushed because a little bit tired after my Blitz event, so maybe Eerie Bore is going to crush us now. Let's see. Let's go immediately with this very strange move h5, but actually it's not so bad. It's not because I'm playing against a weaker opponent or something. I think objectively speaking, this idea h5 is not bad because we want to play h4. And in case white is playing now the move h4, we try to be very, very quick with the knight on g4. So this is a key idea. All right. Yeah, this channel is very, very strong. Abdullah with our panda emoji. Yes, this is the right way to go here on the channel, the panda. e3, very cautious. I would put just a bishop on g2 immediately because e3 is a little bit too cautious to my understanding. So we play c6 because I think still the bishop gets to g2. There is no better square for the bishop. d4, wow. I think I can play the move e4. Usually white should not allow this e4 to happen. This is a little bit dangerous, and you can see how useful it is the move h5 now, because we get not only knight on g4 idea, we have as well now the idea of bishop on g4. So h5 is very useful. This is not a bad play. Alright, alright, alright. Let's see. We have bishop on g2 attacking the pawn on e4, so we will be protecting it by d5, obviously. e4 pawn is protected, queen on b3, making pressure against the pawn on b5 makes perfect sense. So this is good play, good play. And here comes a cool move. I will gonna show you a little trick here. Normally we would like to put the bishop on e6, but the b7 pawn is hanging, so you might say, how should I deal with the b7 pawn? I would like to get my bishop here. And there is a trick. We play the move a5. Look at this trick. This is a great positional trick, so in case you know it, it's alright. In case you don't, this is quite an important play, because two ideas simultaneously. First, bishop b4, obviously. And the second idea is missed by our friend, I think. The second idea is to play the move a4. Look at that. How do you like the move a5? I think pretty nice, no? a4. In case white is taking there, we have this d takes c4, and the queen cannot take it because we have the move b5. So this is the idea of this a5 play. And we can play the move a5 in a lot of different situations when we have this pressure against the b7 pawn. So a5, a4, I think quite a cool idea. Just something nice, something small, but very, very useful. Queen goes on b2. Let's go with the move knight a6. Let's play a little bit more aggressive now, I think. Yes, I see the pawn can be taken, but we're gonna play the move bishop g4, and then we get this knight on b4, knight on d3. Why do I play now more aggressive? I play because I think the position of white pieces are like bishop g2 against the pawn, knight on e2, not doing much, knight on c3 is fine, but bishop c1 is bad. I think I just have time to do that. We have the move a3, so Eerie Bore is not taking the pawn on a4, and now we can go knight on c7. Look how beautiful the knight from c7 is defending here everything. The question is, can white take the pawn on a4? Is it possible or not? Because now maybe it is possible. Actually, maybe I made a mistake, or I didn't make a mistake. Let's see. Maybe I made a mistake, guys. I think it's possible to take the pawn. I think knight takes a4 was possible. First I saw that it's not possible, but then I saw that it's possible. So white could have taken the pawn on a4, so this was a mistake. This was a bad play. Because it's strategically good play, but tactically it was just not working. So instead of c5, c5 is also not a bad play, but I think white could have taken the pawn on a4. Still, it would be a big game, but of course, with black, we should never let it happen. So this was just my mistake. Next, knight takes a4 is coming, but we'll be playing here against the king on e1 because the king will be unprotected. Can we defend the pawn on a4? In case we can, black will be doing great, but somehow it's difficult to defend the pawn. How can we defend the pawn on a4? Yeah, this move knight c7, so bad. Why did I do that? We had a great position, but now we are a little bit in trouble, I would say. Still no big trouble, but little trouble at the moment. This was a really poor play by me. First, such a good play, a5, and then knight c7. Yeah, chess is a game of tactics. When you're missing something, you're just looking so stupid. It feels like strategically you did well, but then you miss something, and yeah, it seems like you are just a putzer, but actually it is just one move that you're missing. So chess is brutal. Okay, knight on f4, quite interesting, because maybe white could have taken the pawn. Actually, I wanted to go bishop f3. I think this position would be very interesting. I believe white could be better, but it's not like 100%, so knight on e6, maybe I have an interesting idea here, because of course I would like to take on f4. This is normal, and now f takes e6. How do you like that? I think a very interesting play, because we are getting ready to push here on the f-file. First, I'm gonna give a check because I don't want the knight to get to b6. Now the knight has to go back. We play bishop e7. We're getting ready for short castle out of nowhere. And this pressure here on the f-file is gonna be huge. Rio Bloomgarden saying, Naiditsch, can I play soon? Okay, Rio, after this game we will be playing one game, because against Rio also for a long time no game against Rio. Bishop on d2. There's this little trick coming with the knight takes on e4, but we will not allow this to happen, obviously. I don't know if I should go here, because the bishop on f1, bishop on e2, so maybe more simple just to move away the queen here to c7. We are getting ready to play the move short castle. This pawn on f2, this is quite a serious weakness. So yeah. Rio, please let me know in the chat, Rio, if you want to get to play this 10-minute rapid game. Please let me know also your account name, please, Rio. Otherwise, sometimes I'm mistaken with the account names. Okay. Let's go. Bishop on g4, of course, is a masterpiece. This bishop is so good. No long castle, because it's forbidden by the rules of chess. Next idea here by black. Short castle, big pressure. It feels like this pawn down position. Pawn down, yes, but what is the next play by white? b4, a4, etc. takes so much time. Knight on a4. I like the play. Very good play by our friend. But I don't know if long castle will be possible. On one hand, the knight is doing very well. On the other hand, the knight is doing nothing, because if there is no long castle, what you gonna play here with the white pieces? Next we'll play e5 and everything is gonna start falling apart. So on one hand, great knight on b6. On the other hand, the knight is standing empty. So yeah. Texas, good night, Texas. Let's see what happens next. We have white with a pawn up. Eerie Bore is very strong, yeah. We have many good guys here in the chat who are just good chess players. Hadi, of course, is very good. Now we have here Eerie Bore with almost 2300. Very strong. Yeah, every stream we have the same question. Have you ever played Magnus Carlsen? And every stream I have to give the same answer. Yes, I did. Many games. Now, knight c4, knight e5 is the idea of Eerie Bore. Excellent idea. So we're just going back with the queen to b8. Bishop not doing much. Knight is sort of beautifully positioned, but is also not doing much. Next, e5. Bishop on h3. Aha. Finally, our opponent panics. Can we go knight on g4, knight on d7, and queen on e8, attacking the bishop? Takes, I can take, bishop goes away, I take f2. It looks like a good position for black, just simply to play this knight on g4, knight on d7. Of course, a little bit tactical. Here, take, and just take with the rook. Bishop has to go away, we take f2. Feels good, feels good. Nothing wrong with that, but on the other hand, why to allow this knight on d7 to happen? For example, queen on a7 first, then knight on g4 is looking even better. So I think, or bishop on d8 followed by knight on g4 also looks just massive. I think I like this queen on a7, bishop goes away, we play knight on g4, and f2 here will be crushed. So, queen a7 I think, because we also keep the idea of this queen on a6, we control the dark squares. So, b4, what is the plan? Knight on g4, knight on d7, we're gonna take the pawn on f2. I think this is just a win. Knight on g4. Rook takes f2 coming next. Is there a defense against it? White is having a pawn up, but look at the pieces here. The pieces are just not the best. So yeah, this is a problem. This is a problem. Rio Bloomgarden is not answering. So Rio asked, can I play a game? I said, yeah, sure, because Rio is always here with us. But now Rio is not answering. What happened to Rio? Knight on g4. What a powerful piece here. Rio is here. Yeah, Rio, please tell me your account name. And of course, challenge me unrated 10-minute rapid game. So, knight on g4. We are aiming for f2 pawn. Look at this rook here. A very interesting game, by the way, that we're playing here with Eerie Bore. Eerie Bore played excellently, except this bishop on a3. He played a little bit too quick. I think Eerie Bore just panicked. He panicked a little bit. I don't know why, actually, he panicked, because he played a good game. It was not a moment to panic. And now black pieces are sort of entering the white's position. It's gonna be difficult. Plus, we have this extra special idea of queen a6, and the queen is gonna get there to e2. Rio account name, Rio, yeah. Okay, Rio, thank you very much. Next game we will be playing, so 10-minute unrated, please, with a challenge after the game is done. I will be bringing, I think, my last piece into the game, or should I play like queen on a6, queen on e2 also looks so good. I don't know. I don't know what should I do here. Maybe first the rooks to get the rook on f3. Look at the king of white on c1. King is so open, and our king here on g8 so safe. We have the bishop. Bishop can walk. The bishop on a5 not doing much, especially not in the defense. Rook on h1. Very nice play by Eerie Bore. He is a big fighter. He brings the rook back into the game. Makes perfect sense, so good play. I like the way Eerie Bore is fighting. Just it is a very difficult position. That's a problem. It is a very, very difficult position. Knight on d7 coming next, but I don't think it is enough. Let's bring the last piece into the game. It is a queen. Queen goes here, for example. Bishop on a5, completely out of the game, so it's like you're playing a bishop down because the bishop is doing nothing there. Maybe somewhere the b5 is possible, but this is not enough. Queen also from a6 is controlling the f1 square, so it's not only that queen on d3 is possible, but as well we can go like rook a2, for example, to double on the second row, or to get this knight on f2 next. So we have multiple options. Rook on g1, a little bit too greedy, I think. Knight on d7, knight e5. It was time to do something. It was time to do something. To do nothing here, it is gonna lead to a forfeit, because how to defend positions like that? So we have this rook on a2 like an option, but maybe I should be going with the move queen on d3. I don't know why, but I like it, and I don't see defense. I think we had, of course, multiple ways. Now b5 is only because there is nothing else. And my idea after the move b5, it was just to take on e3, and I think it should be a win, or maybe first to give a check, or first to take. I don't know. What should I do here? Hard to say. Hard to say. Maybe check first. Because we have also the option of a rook on f2. This powerful rooks there on the second roll. This is of course a game over. So knight on e3. The black pieces are entering the position of white. Still, the knight is a little bit out of the game. Still, the bishop is not perfectly positioned. For example, d2 is coming next. Eerie Bore is fighting, but it's a difficult position. So take. The a pawn too far away to be dangerous. Let's see, of course, what happens next. Chess is a brutal game. One blunder can change everything, but at the moment it looks like black is on a good way. Still, I think warm support in the chat for Eerie Bore. Fantastic game. Very, very good game. Hadi thinks it's even worse than the bishop Hadi had. I think Hadi found a competitor for the worst bishop of the stream. Bishop on f6, d4, pawn is our next target. So let's get the pawn. a4, is it dangerous? I think not very much, so let's get this knight on c4. Bishop is under attack, pawn is under attack. We would like to double on the second. This is a check. And next move, we are delivering this checkmate with a bishop. But a very good game. Very, very good game by Eerie Bore, especially in the beginning. Eerie Bore played so well. So first, just a little bit of comments for Eerie Bore. Eerie Bore, when you have this structure, please remember, keep the light squares under control. So it means for you, you should play the move bishop g2 followed by the move d3, and maybe even with the move e4. Don't give me the light squares. So e3, this is not the best because you're giving me the light squares. Now, second thing is that in case you see, okay, d4 is still fine. In case you see there's d5 coming next, the problem is bishop g2. Why to put the bishop against the pawn? This is the wrong strategy. So in this position, play the move d5. Usually it is the best because you get this knight on h3, knight on f4 next, bishop e2. So the bishop is gonna be much better here on e2. What is saying Eerie Bore to us in the chat? He says, damn. Yeah, Eerie Bore, this is the way it can go. So bishop g2, not the best, but then you had a big chance, I think. Okay, this a4, this is fine. Now I think I played a terrible move. Knight on c7, this was terrible, because I think I have a great position here with the black pieces. No threat, no nothing. I can play this easy move, for example, queen a5 somewhere, or something similar. This must be a good position, but c5, very interesting play. I also thought you might be able to take. Yes, of course, I can take on c4, but then you just go back, so I was not sure. Is it good? Is it bad? Very fighting, of course, but it was possible. So c5, interesting play. But after bishop g4, Eerie Bore, you have to take. You have to take on a4. I know you've been afraid of the move bishop f3. This was obvious, but you still have to take on a4. This is the only chance. Get the knight on b6 as fast as possible. And then let's see what happens. Yeah, so this is the only way to play. Knight f4 gives me time. And once again, I think to take is better. But this is so tricky. You give me the f-file, and now the troubles are starting. Because, yes, there is some play here, but I think I have way easier play on the f-file. This bishop is terrible. And now this knight on b6 is beautifully looking. But what is actually doing the knight on b6? For me, I think it was time to defend here. Knight on e2, knight on e4. It was time to go into defense. I think this position is very interesting. Pawn up for white, good play for black. So big game in front of us. This knight on b6 looks good, but it's not functional. So now black will be having this heavy attack here. Queen b8, I think quite nice, because I will go from a7 to a6 and the queen is active, and bishop h3 of course is just losing, and you played it too fast. Maybe Eerie Bore, you saw what should I do next. No clear plan, but still hold the position. This is the way to play, because bishop h3, one big mistake and the game is done. Yeah, because once you lose the f2 pawn, obviously there is no way to save the game. But alright, all in all, good game. Eerie Bore, you are on a good way. Yeah, Eerie Bore, of course, from the practical point of view, this f-file is so tricky, but you need to fight. What to do, yeah? I mean, sometimes you have a position, you are afraid, but you have no choice. So just imagine you are standing in front of a tiger. The tiger is gonna eat you in any case, so it's better to fight the tiger, yeah? You don't have a choice. Sometimes we just must do the best we can, and that's it. So not to fight is not an option. To give me this easy knight on g4, this is also not an option, because obviously this position is just winning for black. But all in all, good play. Warm, I expect some good words in the chat for Eerie Bore. Very good chess player here, our community member. Next game is against Rio. Let's go. Also Rio is here with us. Let's go. Rio with the white pieces. And we are with the black pieces. d4, knight on f6. Let's see what Rio is. What is the time control here? It's 10 plus 5. Oh, 10 plus 5, okay. Alright, g3. Let's go with the move c5. So this is like a tricky opening by Rio. g3. This move was impossible, but it allows black to get this g5, to get this c5 b5 play. This is like a mixture of Indian plus, I don't know, plus what exactly. So very strange pawn structure. But it's a very fighting pawn structure, so let's see. Let's see what Rio is going to play. Personally, I like the move e4 more for white, because white has to be as active as possible. Now the bishop gets to g7, so we have this kind of mix of Indian opening plus maybe this, I think the name of this Blumenfeld Gambit or something like this, where black is playing this g5 stuff. b5 stuff, I mean. So bishop now on g7, very good. We have more space here on the queen side, and obviously the idea for white should be the attack here. So the rook on e1, good play by Rio with the idea e4, makes perfect sense. I will be trying to stop Rio from this e4, e5. How can I do that? I have few options to do that. First option is just to castle. So we can expect the move e4 next, probably. Let's see. Yes, we have the move e4 and bishop g4. So this is typical. We are giving away the bishop to stop this e5 from being played. And because we have so much more space here on the queen side, so h3 also normal play by Rio. Personally, I would be playing knight on d2, but maybe just a matter of taste. Now we take on f3. Benoni, yeah, Benoni can be also called Benoni. Actually, this opening names, I don't care about the names at all, like zero. It's all about the moves, and it's not about the names, because actually, well, the funny thing is, as a grandmaster, you know way less names than, for example, a club level player. They are all operating in names. They say, I play this and I play that, and I'm always saying, I have no idea what it is. Can you show me the moves? And yeah, then I will be able to say something. Because very weird openings, sub-openings, all of this has a name, and I don't know the names because I don't go by the names, but I always go by the moves. And 20 years ago, we always went by the index. Every chess opening had an index, so from A, B, C, D, E. And then from 1 to 99, every chess opening had an index. So when you've been saving your lines, you always saved, alright, this is A, this is B, this is C. Yeah, long time ago, of course, long time ago. C3, good play. I like this play by Rio, just to block my bishop from G7, very nice. The question is, where is the knight going from B1? Maybe Rio is getting ready to play this move A4. I don't like him to play A4, that's why I will be playing knight on B6 to avoid this A4. Then other knight is gonna join the game from D7, then we have the move C4, and then we have the knight on C5. Bishop E3. Ooh, we can get the bishop now. This is nice. If I see this dark square bishop under attack, I always go for it, because I just know if we get the bishop, we will be doing well. Bishop goes back. But now we win a little bit of time, so knight goes to D7. Rio understands he should not give up on the bishop, but this is a loss of a tempo, and of course, every tempo matters. Rio plays a little bit too fast. It would be better to take a little bit more time before taking important decisions, because this is a very speedy game by Rio. But yeah, good play for the moment. Everything is alright, except this bishop E3 losing a tempo is never too good. Now this knight on B1, bishop C1 feels like white is a little bit out of tempos, but still position is pretty safe, so not much is going on here. What can I do with my knight from C4? I can put it here and then play this. Makes sense? Let's see. This is one of the ideas. It is not a must play again, but this is just one of the ideas. Maybe we can get this C4, potentially later B4, knight on C5, and this bishop on G7, the bishop on the long diagonal, is just a beast. So let's try C4. I think I am capable of playing moves like C4. Yes, I do see that there is this move F4, but this is getting double H because the pieces of white are on the starting positions at the moment, so black should be able usually to be it's like you feel you have time to be aggressive. Even if something goes bad, still you feel like it's alright because my pieces are just doing so well, so you're just in this kind of shape of pushing because you feel my pieces are so good. So why not to try? Bishop on E3, probably avoiding knight on C5, but once again we get the bishop, so this is possible. There's nothing wrong with the move knight on C5, but on the other hand we can prepare it, which is also not a bad idea. So we have to think, do we prepare or do we go even? Moves like B4 is looking good, or to play rook C8 is also looking very good. I'm not afraid of the move F4. I will be giving the pawn, that's alright. I'm ready to give this pawn because I think the white's position is pretty dangerous afterwards. Is it a must play? No, but this is like a normal play, so not like something special. Now we need to make a decision. Should we go with the move knight on C5? Yes, we are doing perfectly okay there. Maybe even slightly better for black. I would prefer to be black in this position. Or should we continue playing positional chess? Just step by step. I don't know. I don't know, guys, what is best, but we can also try something crazy. Let's go crazy, maybe. B4. This is very funny move. I like this move before, but it's a little bit insane, so this is like the notice on TV, don't try it at home. But b4 is crazy, but it's nice. Why we play b4? We try to open the long diagonal as much as we can and as fast as we can. In case of f4, we would like to give up on the pawn here by pushing. He takes on b4, and we see the key idea is to play the move knight on d3. So now we are attacking the rook on e1. We are attacking the pawn on b4. We are attacking the here b2 pawn. White's position is getting shaky because the bishop on g7. This is the King's Indian bishop. Never let the bishop be so active. For those of you who play the King's Indian, I think once we see this bishop on g7 so active, we are saying yes. Half of the job is already done. At least according to the feeling. Obviously, yeah, this is just a feeling, but we are so happy in case we have this bishop on g7 also active. So queen on b3. And now the problem after queen on b3 is that the initiative of black continues. Knight on e5. We would like to get on f3. I think you have already the feeling that all the position of white might fall apart. It is not sure. Once again, the game is very, very complex. I don't know if this is good or bad, but this is usually the way you play this kind of positions. So you're pushing. You're pushing, you're hoping to be doing the right thing. You don't know that. So just according to the feeling, you have the feeling, I'm doing something that is alright. It makes sense, it looks logical, it fits to the overall game plan. Obviously, the game plan in these positions is always to be active. Now f5, the next move. We are activating the rook here on the f-file. So yeah, let's see what happens next. The game is crazy. f4, good play. At the moment, very, very good play by Rio. We have to go away. I thought for a little while that we can sacrifice maybe something, but maybe this move f5 been not the best. I don't know. f4 is quite strong by Rio. Now we have this knight on c3. Also, this move is very interesting because yes, I will be able to win the pawn, but is it good or is it bad? What a move, knight on c3. Such a difficult play. How is it that this is working? Very, very difficult play by Rio. Knight on c3. Wow, because I can just take, this is a thing, but wow, too strong. Rio is too strong for us. We're doing worse now with the black. What a play, knight on c3. I thought that this is not possible because I'm gonna take, but now I see that everything is a good fit for white. What a play by Rio. What can we do here? The problem is that I might be doing like super bad in this position. Not just bad, but like very bad. I don't know. Let's go with the move a5 just to make the game more complex, but knight c3, what a move. Huge. What a huge play by Rio. Very, very good play. And then we have the move a3. This looks a little bit too passive, but maybe it's alright. Let's see what we can do next. The game, of course, remains crazy because this position is so complicated. Can I take or can I not take? Such a complicated game. Such a complicated game. How to play games like that? Can we take? Let's see. Let's see if this is working. So we take. Because I would like to grab the pawn there. Let's see if I can. Can I? Not sure, but I don't think I have something else. This is the issue. So we will be taking the pawn on e4 because there is nothing else that I can do. Let's take the pawn and then we see what happens. Position is very, very dangerous for black now. But white also has to play a good game here to be fighting because it's so weird. We are gonna win the pawn. So we have this 2 pass pawns, but the 2 pass pawns are pretty shaky. Endgames might be very, very bad for black, so take. Let's see what happens next. So, what do we have in the chat? Queen on c4, attacking the pawn, so I have to defend it. This is clear. This is clear. We're defending the pawn on e4. How is this position? Is it better for white? Is it better for black? Is it better for nobody? This b pawn is so dangerous. On the other hand, these pawns are also not looking bad. So queen on d4. Strange move. I think bishop d4 should have been played by Rio. But fantastic game by Rio at the moment, because I think we've been doing well. Then we had this problem there. And now I don't know. Now I don't know who is doing better. Let's go maybe with the move queen on c8. But the game is so tricky here. The game is just so tricky. Very hard to say who is better. B pawn is walking. Hard to stop. We have d3 e4, which is also not looking bad, so we would like maybe to grab the pawn somewhere. I don't know if we can. This position is so complex because the structure is unusual. So sometimes you have just positions that are pretty usual. Then you say, all right, this is something very common. I know this, I know what to do here. But sometimes the positions are just so unusual. And then it makes it very, very difficult to play. So should we go here? Or should we go here? I don't know. Maybe here. Very difficult to say. Both is looking like a crazy game, so g4. What is that? Way to play g4. This is looking strange. Because I thought that the idea should be to push the pawn, but all right, let's see what happens next. I think we have here a couple of interesting ideas, but position is just so complex, very difficult to play. How to play here? Okay, I can give perpetual, but it feels like we should be aiming for more than a perpetual here. On the other hand, what can I do here? I don't know. Play first something like this. Then there is g5. What can we do here? I don't know. I don't know what we can do here. I believe that We don't have a choice here. This is a problem. Rio is too strong for us. Okay, we have a choice. I have a super tricky move, but I don't like to do that because it feels so bad, to be honest. But it is a super tricky move. I have this one, but okay, let's try. Let's try the super tricky play. King on f7. I don't like this move at all because it feels too slow. But in fact, it's so tricky. Because for white, it's also not so easy to find the right response here. So g5, I go here. This was the idea, to provoke white into playing the move g5. And now is the question, what are you playing with the white pieces? Because in case I get the knight here, this is not gonna be a good position for white. So b5 now. I have this. So I will be playing it probably. Queen here. I think now b5 was strange, so I think instead of g5, probably b5 would be better. Alright, alright, alright. Grand Miner here with us. Grand Miner, where have you been? I see Grand Miner in the chat. b6. The pawn is running, but we can take here, no? Let's take. How is the current position? Are we doing now well here? Queen on f2. This is looking a little bit strange because... Is this not a win? I don't know. Is this a win or it's not a win? Okay, let's say I take. I play rook here. I play this. King has to get closer. I play this. And my next idea is that I play this and this. So this is over. I don't know. What do you think, guys? Is it draw or is it a win for black? So rook on a3, perfect defense by Rio. And what Rio is too strong for us, I think. Rio is just too strong for us. What can I do here? c5, why to give the pawn? What is that? After unbelievable game, Rio is just giving us a pawn in one? Why? Why to give the pawn? I don't understand that. But why to resign and give the pawn? I think this position is a draw probably. It looks like a draw to me. I don't think it's possible to win this game. You can play it a little bit, but this is looking like a draw in this position, so yeah. Okay, Rio, you're not playing like 1733. I don't know who is playing Rio, but You're not playing like 1733, man. Come on. If you get nervous and you play like that, I think you should be a professional chess player. Why not? You can play like me, plus nervous, then you are not nervous. You can play better. Come on, Rio. This is not a play of 1733. Ay, 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 ay. Rio, Rio, Rio. Alright, guys. I hope, in any case, we had some cool games. We had some interesting moments in the games. And I think overall, this was just funny. Today morning I had no stream because I was playing my Blitz tournament, and tomorrow actually I have another tournament. So I will be not streaming in the morning tomorrow as well. I will be only streaming in the evening. Wish me luck tomorrow. Once again, a Blitz tournament, this time not in Dubai but in Abu Dhabi, the capital of the UAE, but actually it's very, very close. It's approximately 120 kilometers. So not very far away. When I'm back tomorrow evening, I will be able to tell you more about my results. Today I'm very, very happy with the way I played, obviously. Let's see tomorrow. Let's see tomorrow how it is going to be. I have to take a good rest because it takes so much energy to play 9 rounds over the board Blitz tournament. Not easy for those of you who tried it. You know how difficult it is. It takes so much energy. So yeah, let's see. Let's see how it will be tomorrow. Thank you very much that you've been today with us here on VChess. I hope to see you tomorrow. I hope all of you have great mood. We learned something, we had some fun. And this is all that we want here on the channel. So once again, thank you very much for being here with us. I wish you all great Saturday, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Thank you very much and good night.